Oh boy. Why does New Vegas fuck with me so much? Whew. Jesus Christ. There we go. Alright. Whew. Chew some bubble gum and get that acid wash. Fuck yeah, brother. Gotta get a jean jacket. Like maybe a cut off jean vest. Alright, there we go. Hey, how's it going, guys? Sorry about the late stream. I was at the gym, if you'd believe it. Let me share this on over to the thing. Yeah. I've liked the vaporwave retro type of theme for a while. I've always loved that. Let me adjust that sound a little bit. Okay. New Vegas does something real weird to my PC. It's like it takes over my mouse. I don't really understand it. It makes it really hard to tell where my mouse is on my PC. Alright, now I can hear myself. Let's see. Oh, I think I have it set up for this mouse. Or for this keyboard, I'm sorry. There we go. Yeah, nice. Anyway. Yeah. I grew up in the 2000s, I guess, but mostly on 90s media. Like 90s music and 90s cartoons and shit. Everything that was like on Cartoon Network and all that in the fucking 2000s, I really couldn't stand for the most part. Thank you, Victor.
I see you, bro.
Alright.
Come back soon. Well, howdy, partner. Good to see you.
Alright. I think Boone's gonna stand there then.
Where to, partner?
Let's go to the penthouse. See, now we're really getting into the meat of the game. Pretty much everything from before now was kind of a... I hope the mic sounds good. Everything from before now was kind of more of a... the prologue to the game, I guess, if you want to call it that. It's really just an introduction to the world. And now we meet the big players.
Well, hello, sugar. Mr. House is waiting for you in his office. I'm Jane, one of Mr. House's girls. We keep him entertained.
Oh boy.
We haven't had many guests lately. Perhaps we can entertain you as well.
I got a feeling that that's a dude's voice. Like, it might be the same voice for... what's his name? The other robot there. I think they just up-pitched that dude's voice for that, which was pretty great.
This meeting has been a long time coming, hasn't it? You've come a long ways, literally, and I suspect figuratively as well.
I ain't come that far.
Now that you've reached your destination, what do you make of what you see?
Let's see.
A crude question, crudely asked.
Sorry
I'll
about
be
that,
happy to
brother.
satisfy your rambunctious curiosity at a more appropriate moment. But now I'll repeat my question. What do you make of what you've seen?
Brother, I don't know.
Of course you haven't. Vegas always was one of a kind. What you see down on the strip is
Ooh,
just a
name
fraction of
drop.
the city's former glory, and yet more than an
Did
echo.
I share this on over to the Discord? I feel like I didn't.
Or perhaps you were referring to the Lucky 38? The years haven't been kind to her, but still she manages to...
The Cucky 38. Alright, let me share this to the Discord real quick, because I don't think I did. Main drain, there we go. Five seconds. There we go. Why the VIP treatment? I'm just a courier. Courier. I'm a courier.
Playing a high-stakes game ever since Victor dug you out of the ground. Don't be afraid to admit it. The business is this. One of my employees has stolen an item of extraordinary value from me, and I want it recovered. Simple enough.
Hell yeah. Sure, what do you propose?
My only concern is the recovery of the platinum chip. What happens to Benny, I leave to your discretion. When you bring the chip to me,
Think we're gonna pop
I will
Benny.
pay you 4 times the delivery bonus stipulated in your contract. How's that?
Well, I can't barter with you, so...
Well,
yeah. Alright, 1 second. Because I want to pull up this page instead. There. That way I can see live chat instead of top. Let's see. What was that? Yeah. I have to say, I think that Fallout probably made me like old school music, like really old school music, more than I ever would have if I... Okay. Why the... Oh, I forgot. I gotta talk to him to leave.
Partner, you can bring. Just bear in mind, you're the only one gets to see the boss. Any friends you got, they can wait and sweet. Enjoy the day. Partner.
Yep. The only thing that's shitty about YouTube Music, because I use YouTube Music to get my music without ads and shit. So I guess now we can go to the presidential suite, which is our suite. We'll go down to the casino though, because that brings us outside. But this game in particular, in Fallout 3, really kind of made me like the really old school shit.
I have a message for you. It's from Ambassador Crocker. Very important. Here you go.
All right. But really, when I was young, I pretty much only listened to fucking metal. And I mean, I still listen to metal a lot, but, what am I doing? Follow me. There we go. Alright.
That's crazy. I'm glad to see you.
Why are you glad to see me, weirdo? Alright. Oh, wrong thing. What's the button I'm looking for? Nope, wrong button. Wrong button. God, I gotta get used to fucking playing this again. There we go. What the fuck? I swear I hit tab before. Oh well. You bought a Devo vinyl? Jesus. So we can help Rex, or we can move forward with the story. I think we'll move forward with the story, because if we move forward with the story, we can at least do more, because we'll build our skills up. Yeah. But anyway. Yeah, I have a really wide playlist that I listen to, but the only problem is YouTube has this issue where if you listen to one thing once, then it tries to feed you only that one thing for that day. So it'll just, let's say I listen to Alice in Chains.
I'm gonna have to ask you to hand over any weapons you might be carrying.
Alright, I'll do that for you. Alright.
Smooth. Oh, and a friendly word of advice. If you happen to stumble across any weapons during your stay here, well, just don't wear them openly. You dig?
Good to hear, brother.
Business out of the way. What can I do to make you...
Alright. Yep. Anyway. So, if I listen to Alice in Chains on YouTube Music, then it decides to fucking play nothing but Alice in Chains and grunge in my playlist the whole fucking time. And it's like, the thing is, I have a curated playlist where I have shit that I added to the playlist. But then I can't get anything new if I do that. So anything that I might have missed or forgotten.
What in the goddamn? Let's keep this in the groove, hey? Smooth moves, smooth. Hello.
Uh-oh.
The guy everyone saw going to Lucky 38, that was you? Oh, shit.
Let's see. Seems you need to work on your marksmanship. Mr. House wants the platinum chip handed over. Give me one good reason not to kill you.
You want a reason? How about 4?
I'm floating above this, man.
Me too, so baby makes...
I'm just hanging on a fucking banister.
Someone in this joint is armed and not with some holdout pea shooter like maybe you smuggled through security. Anyhow, baby, you didn't come here for vengeance. You came to get clued in. Say you and me...
By the way, this is the guy who played Chandler in Friends.
Any questions you got?
Hey, what's up, Robert? Yeah, we're playing Fallout. This is, I would classify this as probably my favorite game. It's got a lot of, crust around the edges, but it's still a good time. It's something that you can sink a lot of time into when you're a fucking shut-in, like me. Answer my questions now, not later. What do you have in mind?
Start. I'll comp you the presidential. Best suite in the house. You deserve a taste of the VIP lifestyle.
Hell yeah,
I'll
Benny.
hang out down here for a while to make everything look business as usual, then come to you. Any questions you got, I'll answer. Guaranteed.
There we go.
If that's what it takes to win your trust, that's what it takes. Follow me.
Ooh! I've fallen!
Keep those hands where I can...
Anyway, so... Yeah, I had the same thing, Caleb. Because I listened to a lot of metal, and everybody around me listened to fucking, like, shitty hip-hop.
Now that you and me's got...
I had one friend. I had two friends that I could share my music with, but one in particular, I found out like the same exact bands as me, and they're really obscure bands. So when I found that out, I was like, oh my god. And he was somebody I went to school with since fucking, like, you know, kindergarten. But yeah, that was a cool thing to find out. It takes more than a couple bullets in the head to stop me, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, hello. Well, sir, serves me
Yeah,
right.
anyway, that's the guy who plays Chandler from Friends.
Once you were vertical, you tracked me down.
I love it. They also have Dave Foley from News Radio and fuck, what's the other? Kids in the Hall. Kids in the Hall is a great sketch comedy show. If you've never seen it, it is one of the best. I fucking love it. It has some really avant-garde humor sometimes, but it's beautiful. Seems you dropped something in Boulder City.
To think I deemed that flint box my lucky charm. Oh, the irony.
Oh, I like old school hip-hop. I just never fucked with shit that came out like,
Which way is the wind gonna blow?
I should say radio hip-hop from like the 2000s. Let's see.
You help me, and before long, the chairman will rule all of Vegas, dig? With a
My monitor keeps...
back it up.
Whoa, what the fuck?
A sweet, juicy cut of that action.
Something's fucked up with my monitor. Give me a second.
Retainer and pay bonuses for special missions. How's that sound?
Huh. My monitor just shut off. Let me make sure it's plugged in. Give me a second here. Sorry about this. Well, that's no good. Alright, couple more seconds. I'm gonna pull up my art tablet and use that as a second monitor, I guess, for now. This sucks. Well, this has turned into a crazy fucking stream. I hope things are still working. Whew. Things have just gone fucking bananas, and I don't know why. Oh, Jesus. Oh. Holy shit. And yeah, I have watched Whitest Kids, you know. One of my favorite sketches from them is God Wants You to Wear a Hat. I love that song. Fucking A. Well, looks like New Vegas crashed. Reopen that. Hopefully it auto-saved. I apologize for the technical difficulties. I don't know what's happening right now. My monitor just literally gave out on me. I don't know why. Actually, no, because it couldn't be a connection issue with that. Hey, what's up, Neko? I'm gonna try one thing real quick. Can I pop this out? Pop out chat? There we go. Fuck yeah. Pop out chat. That makes things a fuck ton better. Alright. America's Got Talent, but it's Suicide Sketch. Jesus. Oh, well. Try hitting it. Yeah, honestly. I don't know what happened. It's just like, it looks like a power issue. I wonder if... Hold on. Give me a second. The screen gave out. Like, it's not even trying. This is ASMR. Listen to Drain try to fucking fix his TV. Cause this is straight up a fucking TV that just decided to break. Like, I didn't hit it, nothing happened to it, it just stopped working. I was looking at it and it started like doing really weird shit. Like, it just started like shuddering, you know what I mean? Weird. Alright, whatever. Adapt and overcome, that's what they say. Could you be any worse of a shot, Chandler? Let's see, it takes more than a couple of bullets. Benny is hacking your computer.
Once you were vertical, how'd you track me down?
You want to drink some Sunset Sarsaparilla and Nuka-Cola?
I guess that's enough scratching around.
See, I always think it's weird because Nuka-Cola seems to like have the same aesthetic as like fucking Mountain Dew flavors. Especially like after Fallout 4. I'm wondering why I shouldn't just kill you, you son of a bitch, you rat fink motherfucker. Let's see. If you're thinking we can work together, let's hear your offer. Oh yeah, it's definitely cheap cola. No, I'm playing on PC.
But until that day comes, I'll keep you on retainer and pay bonuses for special missions. How's that sound?
Hillary is hacking the stream. I was spending some time talking shit about George Soros earlier. Let's see. Answers first, then I decide. First things first, tell me about the platinum chip, you rat fink.
It's the House Edge, baby. Literally. It's what Mr. House needs to stack the odds in his favor.
How's the chip work?
Some kind of data storage device, Dig.
It's a USB Type 3.
Trouble is, the chip don't fit any computer I've found.
It's weird, it's like... Have you tried flipping it over? No, I forgot. Chip belongs to me. What does the chip do? Let's talk about something else. Yep, a do. Yeah. Yep, I do. I didn't mean to ask this question. I just want... Alright. Alright, what are you offering? Let's go.
Like I said, once the chairmen are running Vegas, you'll get a percentage. Until then, I'll pay you...
Holy fuck, jerky boys. It's a deal.
Jackpot, baby. I knew we'd see eye to eye. Here's a start on your retainer. Don't spend it all in one place, and the Prez is yours for as long as you want it. When you're ready to saddle up, come find me down on the casino floor and we'll plan the next step of this caper. Ring-a-ding, baby. Ta-ta.
Ring-a-ding, baby. That's what I like to hear. Pugilism Illustrated. Whoa! Oh my God! Whoa. Come on. What the fuck, man? He tried to set me up, that motherfucker. No! Wait, is he dead? Or just knocked out? Wrong button. Again. Benny's gotta die. Vets. There we go. E. Holy fuck. Oh God. Do I got anything else? Hydra, no. Fuck! Oh, thank God. Oh, holy shit. Huh. Oh, I thought he was dead for a second. Jesus. I don't even know why I'm grabbing all these keys. I don't need them. Well. W. There we go. Alright. Well, Boone. How do I put this away again? No, not Q. How do I put away my weapon? Not that. The fuck? What is the button to put away your weapon? Fuck's sake. No. Can anyone... Anybody think of a button that would put away your gun? I am at a standstill. Well, it ain't that. Shit. Fuck's sake. Wrong button. Sleeps for an hour, gets up. Now he has the ability to murder once more. Controls. Hold E maybe? That might make sense. Alright, let's take a look. Fuck is this? I'm pressing a new control, you piece of shit. Okay. Guess we'll go with that. Okay. Continue. Let's see, does this... No, that's shoot. Okay. Huh. C? I'm holding C, it ain't doing shit. K? Dog, it's not doing it. What the fuck, dog? I know there's a button to do it. Okay, I guess we'll just do it that way. R? Oh, it is... Is it R? It is R. Thank you. Neko, you're treading on some real fucking thin ice there, brother. Give me a second. I'm not banning anyone, I'm just trying to switch it to live chat instead of top. Sorry about that. Alright. Alright. Because now that I switched monitors, it's all fucky. Alright. Let me do this then. Alright, thank you very much. Whoever said R first. Okay. We're about to go fuck Benny. Oops, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Actually, let me do this. I'll take it off just in case. Alright, we're gonna go talk to, talk to front gate man. Yeah, no, I ain't talking to you. I'm talking to this fella. Hey, fucker. I gotta talk to you, you son of a bitch.
Enjoying your stay?
Oh, well, I can't talk to him yet. Well, thank you, Robert. I appreciate it. Alright. Am I going the right way? I can't remember. No, I'm not. Holy shit, it's Eddie Murphy. No. Where's the fucking elevators, dog? Or was I just by the elevator? No, I wasn't. I know there's some elevators. I think they're downstairs. Maybe. Shoot up the casino. No, that comes later. There's a different casino we shoot up. I've got standards. It is the it's the beans needs. Here I come, brother. You done fucked with the wrong... You fucked with somebody wrong. I don't know. Oh, shit. Whew. I believe this is Benny's place. There you are, brother. This is Dave Foley of the shows I had recommended earlier. The Kids in the Hall.
Hey! Hi there! Good to meet you. What can I do for you today?
What are you doing here? Have you seen Benny?
Sure. He came through here in a big hurry. Didn't even stop to say hello. I think he went down his secret escape elevator out in the hall.
What are you doing here, brother?
Good question. My function is to monitor Mr. House's data network and decode his encrypted transmissions. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm a PDQ-88B Securitron, but you can call me Yes Man.
Yes, man. What kind of name is that?
It's what Benny always called me. Probably because I'm programmed to be so helpful.
You're my favorite. Benny stole a platinum chip from me. Do you know what it's for?
Sure. Benny had me look at it a bunch of times. It's a data storage device, kind of like a holotape, but a lot more advanced. As for what's on it, well, some of Mr. House's data transmissions made it sound like the chip could upgrade his defenses somehow. That's just a guess, though. The chip's a proprietary format. You need special hardware to read the data on it. There are 2 locations with non-standard hardware on the network. The Lucky 38 and an underground facility at Fortification Hill. There.
Thank you! Benny reprogrammed a Securitron all by himself?
Oh, he had some help. A lady friend of his. She said something about living in a fort over in Freeside. But that's all I remember.
What's Benny planning?
He wants to kill Mr. House and use the platinum chip to copy my neurocomputational matrix onto the Lucky 38's mainframe. That should give me control over all Mr. House's defenses, most prominently his Securitrons. And then I just do what Benny tells me. Easy peasy.
You're very forthcoming.
I was programmed to be helpful and answer any questions I was asked. I guess nobody bothered to restrict who I answer questions for. That was probably pretty dumb, huh?
What if I wanted to take over New Vegas myself? Yeah.
Then
What
I can
if?
help you. I mean, it seems pretty obvious Benny wouldn't want me to, but hey, not my fault I can't say no.
What are the details of the plan? What is this place? Yeah,
Again, goal number 1 is to eliminate Mr. House and install my neurocomputational matrix on the Lucky 38's mainframe. Given how you're a new arrival, I also recommend that you get to know some of the region's tribes, so you can decide how you feel about them.
oh, I planned on it.
Finished up all of that, the Legion should be close to attacking Hoover Dam, and we'll execute the last phase of the plan. It makes me feel really dumb to admit this, but I don't actually know. I've never been inside the Lucky 38.
We can't just... Why can't we C4 the Lucky 38 and push it over? That's a good question. Alright.
Wow, that's amazing. You can murder Mr. House whenever you want. I mean, Benny was scheming about how he was going to get into the Lucky 38, but you already took care of that. Wow.
Yeah, for the longest...
Everything you're going to need is the platinum chip.
For the longest, I was tired all the time as well. I think since I started exercising again, started getting back into shape, I've been able to stay awake longer. But what do you know about the courier Benny shot? Benny seems to have run off with the platinum chip.
I knew he was carrying the platinum chip, and I knew right where Benny should wait for him.
Oh,
That's why Benny put me here, to monitor Mr. House's data transmissions. They're all encrypted, of course, but I'm quite a decryptor.
thank you,
You know that
Mr.
Mr. House spent
Yes Man.
12,545 caps hiring salvage teams to find the platinum chip. Just in the last year alone. Of course you didn't.
That's a lot of caps.
That there were 7 couriers, but 6 of them were carrying junk. How about their exact routes and the mercenary teams that screened them? I knew all of that. Pretty smart, huh?
You're a fucking genius, Yes Man.
I know that's not true because you still have a head.
I'm serious. I'm not gonna kill this man. He's the best.
Getting shot in the head. I really take so much pride in how I set that up, huh? I feel really bad right now. No kidding, he was running fast. He better pace himself. He has to run all the way to Fortification Hill. There's
All the way, huh?
a facility there that might have the special hardware required to use the data on the Platinum chip.
Yeah, I work out with a couple of my friends.
Caesar's Legion built its camp right above it. Talk about inconvenient.
Oh, I have batshit scary and crazy dreams all the fucking time. That's the worst.
Exploiting Mr. House's defenses.
Alright, have a good one, Taco. Have fun at work tomorrow. That's always something you like to hear, right? Once I get the platinum chip, what then?
I'd take it straight to Mr. House if I were you. He'll think you're helping him out. Then, when he's not looking, kerpow!
Huh.
The big question is whether to give him the chip before you do him in. He's the one who'll know exactly what to do with it after all. He might upgrade his defensive capabilities right away, or even unlock new ones. But then those defensive upgrades might make it harder for you to finish him off. Hard to say. It's up to you. Let me know when it's done and I'll roll over to the Lucky 38. If I'm right about the chip, I should be able to install myself on House's mainframe.
Is to take a hold of Appalachia's nuclear silos.
So much,
Shit.
whether I want to or not.
Alright, have a good one, Robert. Get some sleep. Oh, no, don't worry about it, man. So I should ask for these tribes if they'll support an independent Vegas. This is what I like to call the libertarian method. We're going and we're taking away all the support beams, motherfuckers.
Know these tribes and decide which ones you like and which you don't. You know, shape the future of Vegas. Choose your neighbor.
I am the oligarch. They won't expect it.
If a tribe is nasty,
Oligarch? Is that the one?
be a problem. Go ahead and exterminate it. It's what
Oligarch.
you want to do.
Which tribe should I get to know? Hell yeah, brother. But you get some rest, Robert. You had a dream that women can fart and it was scary. That's the scariest dream, Neko. Let's see. Said something about a bunker at the fort.
Right. It's one of two locations.
Okay. I think we're about done talking to Yes Man for now. Alright.
Hope to see you soon.
Awesome. Now let's see, what are we doing? What sorts of things do we want to do? You had a dream Heaven's Gate tried to kidnap your family. Holy fuck. Shit, that sounds like a better story than Far Cry 5. What should we upgrade here, though? I was upgrading something and I can't remember what. I think we were doing... That's good. Alright, intense training. I think we're gonna do intense training until we can't anymore. There we go. You mean Eden's Gate? Yeah, I know what Heaven's Gate is. Oh. Yeah, I get what Neko's going with. Alright, Boone, be ready, cause yeah, I know it's a real cult. I think Neko gets it too, but Eden's Gate is based on Heaven's Gate. Hey. Okay, they aren't uh-oh. I don't know why they didn't attack me. Time to go, Papa boy. Did I say hello to Tyson? I'm sorry if I didn't. Gotta wake up Booner. Well, Boone did just get his ass beat like 15 minutes ago. And I had to wake him up.
enjoying your stay?
Huh.
This is just
Swank, that's the guy.
I saw him heading for his suite just a...
Let's see.
Yeah, well, that's the way it used to be.
Blah blah.
When he's gone, it's just me in charge.
Da, 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 da. Alright, good talk. Benny's gonna die. Getting your throat ripped out by an attack dog.
He admires your accomplishments and bestows upon you the exceptional gift of his mark. Any crimes you may have perpetrated against the Legion are hereby forgiven. Caesar will not extend this mercy a second time.
Boy, we playing all sides.
Presence at his camp at Fortification Hill. His mark will guarantee your safe conduct to our lands. Incidentally, it will interest you to know that the man you seek has fled the strip and is likely making haste for Caesar's camp as we speak.
Oh.
Seek Caesar by way of Cottonwood Cove, south of Nelson. The Corso of Kulos will be waiting.
Okay. Alright, I'm gonna have to tell Boone to wait, though. Because if Boone goes anywhere near the camp, he starts shooting people. We want to play it diplomatic-like, and then at the last moment, rip the carpet from beneath them. The rug, whatever you want to call it. We gotta really just be sneaky snakes. We're real politicians out here. But our goal in the end is to abolish the state. Let's see. Yeah, so what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go talk to Veronica. I believe that's her name. Get her to follow me, and then I don't think she'll attack the Legion. Caesar's Legion. The the Chad stride you do when your balls are stuck to your leg. Oh Lord. I'm just thinking about the fact that I'm gonna have to drop money on a new fucking monitor now. Oh boy. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, make a book of dreams and hope that it doesn't come to life and, like, turn into some sort of Necronomicon. That's what you gotta do.
We've got stuff we're not even allowed to sell, people. Only at Mick and Ralph's.
You're a freak of nature. You have the face of your father. It's as if he made a mini-me, but then, like, gave you the voice of a child, and I don't know how. You're a freak.
We've got stuff we're not even allowed to
How does this kid look?
only at Mick and Ralph's.
Are you eating street scum? I forgot I can fast travel. World map. Where's the one I'm looking for? 188 Trading Post. That's what I'm looking for. It's Gilbert Godfrey. Roseanne! Can't do that guy's voice without fucking screaming at the top of your lungs. Gilbert Godfrey.
Good.
Motherfucker. Hey, Boom. Talk to.
That guy Benny was a piece of work.
Yeah, he's a real piece of shit.
If that's what... I'll make my way there.
Alright. We'll get Boone back eventually, because we need to,
Couldn't get enough of talking.
we need to go after... We need to go after the man.
Good.
The men.
Talking.
The Legion.
Well, thanks for taking a chance. Let's hit the...
Very cool. Alright, now what was the thing we were doing? I can't quite remember. Quests. Oh, bring the platinum chip to Mr. House. But I gotta get the platinum chip. And I think Benny has it. We gotta play it smart, friends. Why'd I say it like that? Like I had a fucking... Friends, we gotta play it smart. Anyway, friends, it's time to travel down to Cottonwood Cove and meet with the Legion boy. Wolfhorn Ranch, where the fuck is that? Oh, I know where that is, never mind. I don't know if he'd be good at rapping. He speaks with a sort of a slow cadence, so I don't know if that would carry over. See, I don't know if he can just sit there dropping hard R's on national television. That'd be a little weird. Hey, Patrick, what's up? What'd you join in on? I don't know. We'll never know. Check out this beautiful landscape. Just take a look at it for a second. It's the new world, brother. Welcome to New Vegas. I don't know why, but when I just did that little voice, it reminded me of wrestling, and then my mind started going through wrestling commercials. And probably the best commercial in all of history is the full-length version of, oh, you heard the oo-woos? Friends, where are you? Ooh-woo. Anyway, one of the best commercials in all of history is it's a Sprite commercial, I believe it is. And it has Sting from wrestling, from, I think it was WWF and ECW, whatever it is. If the hamburger helper jerks you off, would he be giving you head? Neko. Anyway, back to the commercial I was talking about. This commercial with Sting, and it's a Sprite commercial, and he just absolutely beats the shit out of a child, and it's my favorite commercial of all time. Mr. Obama. Why am I getting irradiated? That's what I want to know. Why am I getting irradiated? What the fuck? This is where I start getting angry for no reason, and it's like not even funny, and then I start like getting mildly abusive towards chat. And it's not even for any good reason, just start getting it. What the fuck? What is this radiation bullshit? What the fuck? Drain, go away from that. NWO, oh yeah. That's the wrestling. It's also not wrestling, it's other things too, but... Oh my god, it's the fucking, oh. Ghouls, shit! Get them! Damn. He was beating their asses. Did I ever get my weapons back? Yeah, I did. Okay. Anyway, if you get a chance to watch the Sting Sprite commercial, watch it. It's highly entertaining if you watch the full thing. Have you ever shown me Danger 5? I don't recall. Maybe? Probably not if I don't remember, though. I've made a grave mistake. Oh, thank God. That was about to be a deep crevasse. Oh. Searchlight East Gold Mine. We won't go in there yet. I wonder if I can actually pull that up real quick. Give me a second. Because now I'm interested in showing the commercial. Ah, shit. So just bear with me. It'll be entertaining if I can get it up. That's what he said. YouTube. Give me a couple seconds here. Sorry about this. Is this the full one?
Wow, the stinger.
Timmy, I'm from the Dream Come True Fantasy Contest. You ready to wrestle?
You bet. Mom, Dad, it's really him.
I'm trying to see if this is the full one. Fuck, it's not the full one. Give me a second. Sting Sprite commercial. It's the funniest fucking video. Oh, this is it. There it is. Alright, we go to this and say on the live screen, let me add a source. Browser, no. I want to do window capture. Let's go with... Hopefully it actually shows it. No, it won't show it. Shit. Give me a second. I'll do it this way. Browser source, maybe?
Timmy, I'm from the Dream Come True Fantasy Foundation. You ready to wrestle?
You bet. Mom, Dad, it's really him.
Fuck, I can't get that off the screen.
Now I'm ready.
It looks so real.
Don't count on Sprite to do anything but quench your thirst.
It's the best fucking commercial. Alright, back to the point. Transition. Let me get this off of here again. Remove. Okay. Anyway, I had to show that. It's one of my favorite commercials of all fucking time. Do this again. There we go. Actually, one more time. Sadly, I have to do this one more time. Okay. when your son is disobeying you. Number 15. Sprite commercial. If your son orders a Sprite from WWF in the 1990s, you might want to beware. My favorite scene is when he fucking bashes his head on the banister. Oh man, it's so great. Yeah, I'm not worried about copyright when it comes to a fucking 1990s commercial at this point. If they go after me for that, they can take it. And by the way, all it does is that just means that they monetize my fucking video, which means it has more likelihood of getting fucking getting boosted in the algorithm. So shit, go ahead. Oh my god! I was so confused. I was like, who is this flaming woman trying to kill me? Oh fuck! Oops. Thank you for telling me. League. Oopsie. I forgot to transition. Thank you for telling me. That was bad. Some intense gameplay. Well, you know, Neko, maybe you say something. See, Caleb's got the best idea. That was sick. Oh shit, I can't show it now. That's what I like to hear. That's the boogaloo right there. The libertarian wet dream. Guys with knives and bullets taking over Nevada. Hell yeah. Fucking... I get what is wrong with the screen from Caleb, and I get great gameplay from these two. I would have been completely oblivious if y'all motherfuckers would have just left it at great gameplay. I wouldn't have known for like 30 minutes. I like the 1/10 screen. Alright, that's where I gotta go, down there. I really love the original music from this game. Also, the fact that this water is just straight up clean. It's great. Hello, how are you, Woochubus? Like, you couldn't even pronounce his name if you had a fucking speech impediment. Who are you? What'll happen at the fort?
You'll be meeting face to face with the mighty Caesar himself, founder of the Legion.
Hot damn. Really?
This is the first time Caesar has ever summoned one of the dissolute to see him.
Neko, we aren't playing Minesweeper. Never. You totally recommend Temtem? Alright, I'll have to look more into it, because I was reading the reviews on Steam, and I know that's not always the best thing to do, but some of them were pretty honest, it seemed. So I'll have to take a look into it. What are you calling dissolute? I might wait, though, until it's like more fleshed out, because I heard they're gonna build it up more.
All who are not Legion are dissolute. They live in squalor, unrestrained by morality, lacking moderation, temper, and self-control.
That's true.
Their existence is a blight on the common good. Even worse are the profligates.
Hmm.
Some type of dissolute one finds this side of the river. They hold themselves to be civilized, when in fact they are corrupt.
Jesus Christ. I actually feel like I probably had 24 hours on Pokemon Shield when I first got it. Within like the first couple of days, and I felt sick. I was like, how can I do this to myself? What have I done to earn this honor?
You'd know better than I would, but you must be remarkable for Caesar to
I'm always remarkable, BB. Alright, let's go.
Trip will take a few hours. Take your place on the boat.
We taking a boat ride.
All visitors must disarm and relinquish all banned items.
Bro, you look like a fucking mid-2000s porn star. Like, you got that goatee and shit, and you're just, like, really trying to look cool. But you just look like a jackass. Keep holdout weapons.
Your belongings will be returned to you when you leave.
Good to know.
True to Kaisar.
Yowie. Yes. I hope I offended everybody who has a face like that, man. Who pairs the mohawk with the goatee. She doing the stanky leg.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
He can guard my gate. I just wanted to keep making her do the stanky leg. It's fun. Oh, she doing it too.
Some of the slaves have been spreading stories about the Burned Man again.
I know the Burned Man personally, and I'd like you not to call him that, man. It's kind of fucked up when you think about it. You really... Goddamn Nazi youth walking around. Ba-dee-da-ba-doo-boo. Twitch mods waddling to their battle station to ban me after criticizing a female. Ugh. Oh no, Neko, I feel like you probably did something more than that. She got a whole pair of bags. Not just one bag. Multi-bag. Multi-bag. She got the bag, bro.
You must enter Kaisar's tent alone. You must enter
Okay.
Kaisar's...
Bro.
You must enter Kaisar's...
Okay.
Should have brought something to read.
Wartet dich hier, okay? Yeah. Oops.
Anyone else must remain outside.
Thank you for telling me that, sir. Wow, he's got the same fucking setup going.
Some of the slaves have been spreading.
Right, sees a slave struggling with bags on her back. She doing the stanky leg. Oh. You look like an extra in a Matrix film.
Under penalty of death, the prisoner is forbidden to speak with you until Kaisar has permitted it.
Understandable. Thank you for telling me.
So I finally get to meet the courier who's accomplished so much in so little time.
I finally get to meet the courier.
Right? I mean, a man nearly kills you, and your response is to track him across the breadth of the Mojave.
Fuck yeah.
You arrive on the strip and waltz into the Lucky 38 like someone left you a key under the doormat.
Yeah.
At the tops, and next thing you know, the head of the chairman is fleeing the strip like a whimpering little pup.
'Cause that's what I fucking do.
You get results.
Yep.
I like that. The question is, are you ready to get started?
What are you looking to start?
Fast approaching when my legion will assault the Great Dam and invade the West.
Hmm.
Before that happens, I want Mr. House knocked out of the game. A quick 1-2 punch, with you doing the punching.
Yes, I can punch. I'm keen on punching people. But
Down the hill, at the west edge of camp, is an old building. It was here when the fort was
Benny Succo. Benny's at crotch height.
Now that same sigil is on the platinum chip Benny was carrying when we captured him. Isn't that interesting? Even more interesting.
It's a strange coincidence, and I don't quite understand it.
On the console that opens the hatch. So you know what I think? I think the platinum chip opens those doors. Doors that can't be pried open, or drilled open, or blasted open.
It's just a hunch. They both got the same picture on them. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you gotta take the chip and pry the doors open with it. It's the only thing I can think. There's also a slot to the side, but I don't think it's got anything to do with the chip. What's on the other side of those doors?
Theory, if I understood it through all the screaming, was that Mr. House stashed some kind of ultimate weapon down there. A gigantic robot to stomp us all to death. Who cares? Whatever it is.
That sounds amazing.
So I wanted to see. You don't get it, do you? The weapons I wield are forged from blood, flesh.
That sounds pretty fake and gay.
And yet my legion obeys me even unto death. Why? Because they live to serve the greater good, and they know of no alternatives. House's machines.
So all they need is a real teaching moment, huh?
The possibility of victory without sacrifice. No blood spilled, just rivets. That's not an idea to do with circulation. If mankind's going to survive this,
Mankind has got to know. That's what I call a Megadeth reference.
Alright, so what do I do when I'm inside?
Whatever you find in there. And then I want you to come back here and tell me about it. So go to the building and take this fucking platinum chip with you.
Don't you call it a fucking platinum chip. I didn't use the fuck word around you. You don't use it around me. I have the mind of a child. Alright. Listen, Benny.
Go ahead and laugh, baby. I ain't blind to the humor in this situation.
Your hands look like they're made of plastic. The kind of plastic they use to make army men. The little green army men. Is he aware Caesar is pronounced with an S sound? Yes, but actually, Caesar became the word Kaiser in Germany. It also became the word Tsar in Russia. It became a whole fuckload of words. But it's all the same Caesar. It's weird that they went with the German pronunciation. Kaiser. But, yeah. It is pretty hilarious.
Yeah, well, laugh it up on your own time. Down to brass tacks. How'd your meet and greet with Baldy go?
It was pretty cool. Gave me the platinum chip.
Baldy wants you to go down there in the bunker and destroy whatever Mr. House stashed there. Oh, you don't want to do that, baby. Whatever's down in that bunker is the key to the city called Vegas. So here's what you do. You go down there and you use the chip to do whatever Mr. House would have wanted you to do. And when you get back to the strip, you find Yes Man. I made it so that cat can't help but be helpful. Dig?
I already know.
Which greedy overlord do you...
Yeah. Okay, well, we already... Yeah.
Go on. Try not to smile so wide, baby. You might break your mouth.
I ain't gonna break shit.
Yeah, Baldy said you'd get to decide. So which way you leaning?
Crucifixion is an option.
Yeah, real popular around here. It's a crowd pleaser.
I can crucify Chandler from Friends. Now that's an option. Wait, Caesar, what do you mean let me see your feet? Oh. Start of a... Oh my god, Neko. Ugh.
I'm the most interesting person I know.
Yeah, it's good to know.
Now, in the way back, we called ourselves the Boot Riders. Silly name, but that's how we rode the Mojave, dig? On our feet. We were nomadic badasses not to be trifled with. A gang of ruffians, though, with a certain panache.
Oh.
House gave us the tops to renovate. His robots dropped off boxes full of
I don't know if I want to crucify Chandler from Friends, though.
chairman now. That caused an uproar, but I said the name sticks. Chow to the old ways, baby. Time to swing in style. If the shoes fit, you wear them.
Hell yeah. Yep.
It took every stealth boy I
Yep.
had to cross the river at Cottonwood Cove. That was a close shave riding a boat full of Legion boys. Once I was across, I changed into a uniform. I swiped off a dead legionary outside Nelson. Tried to sneak into the bunker, but that didn't work out. They found the chip. I wasn't gonna tell them what it was used for, but let's just say they were persuasive. Go.
Todd, they've been spreading stories about the Burned Man again.
Oh, talk about the Burn Man.
Sing, baby.
Wait, so how do I...
Yeah.
I can't seem to crucify him. Maybe I gotta wait. Alright, time to go down in the bunker. In the bunker. Ma'am? Would you follow me, please? Don't get fucking snippy with me, lady. I'll beat your ass. I'll feed you to the Legion. In a chili. Yeah, but... oh, yeah, I could fight him to death and then take his fucking suit. I don't know if I get his suit if I crucify him. I wrangled and I rambled and I ring-a-ding-a-ding. Veronica, you're going to hell, Neko. I suppose you've already dug your tunnel to hell and now you're just cashing in your chips, huh? Ooh-da-doo-doo-doo. Gonna kill all the Legion. And I'm gonna kill everyone else too. Yeah.
Caesar has put a lot of trust in you. Be worth it.
You all look like extras. In a mid-2000s, like, BMX movie or something. You're like the bad guys in a XXX movie. Oh, he really didn't like that insult. What is Vor? Why don't you take a look? Go on the interweb. Take a look at Vor. Oh, I don't care about the honor. I just want his suit. Woohoo! Why do you want his checkerboard head-ass suit? You can put him on the cross. His checkerboard head-ass suit. Man, I don't want your checkerboard head-ass suit.
Well, you're here ahead of schedule. I suppose it's just as well.
Yeah.
This is where I wanted you to end up after all. I knew I could rely on Caesar to give you
Yep.
back the platinum chip.
This is true.
Was that meant to be a shocking revelation? Of course Caesar wants it.
Vor is hardcore voice acting. Yep, that's what it is. They take the voice and the hardcore. Yeah. Family Guy hardcore voice acting club. Let's see. What do you want me to do? Maybe I should destroy everything down. I could use a raise. Half the barter strength right there. What do you want me to do? It's a USB Type 3. I have all of my corn files on it. Please make sure they wind up on the platinum chip. Oh shit.
My army will do what an army does best.
Yeah. I will do. Fuck you, robot. Hot damn, Veronica. You fucking did it, Veronica. I appreciate everything that you do. Damn, we don't got the repair. Oh lord. They coming. Woo! Fuck them up, Veronica. Hell yeah. Oh shit. Veronica, get that one. Fuck yeah, she is a beast. She just punches the fuck out of everything. That's the type of woman I want. Ah! Get it. You know, when they said God was a woman. Jesus Christ, you are a fucking beast. Did we get anything that could potentially help me not die? No. That's what I'm looking for. I don't seem to have nothing that's gonna heal me, so we'll do that. Fuck 'em. Call me a law-abiding citizen, you don't know shit. Jesus. This reactor core will overload in a matter of seconds. Yeah, but we don't want to do that. Ah! No! No! Oh, well, we died. Caleb, just a heads up, I'm not sure if you know, but the bot is actually like it's from the channel. It's not just a shitty bot that comes in to try to fucking get shit from us. The link goes to our Discord. Fucking A. Ivor Stream Elements. Yeah, Stream Elements is the server I'm using. Or not the server, the service I'm using for streaming. Fucking A, I gotta talk to this bitch ass dude again. Yep. Goodbye. Oh my god. Fuck. Alright, you fuck ass dude. Be aggressive. Hell yeah. You couldn't even post the fucking link. Fuck him up. She's like a fucking seeker drone. Hold up, my life. Ever since you found out what 4 is, you've been sad. Yeah, I would be too. Go get him! Veronica, go! Ah! Fuck! Get him! Ow! Ah! You are the king and queen. Oh shit, I don't think I had to shoot him. Maybe I did. I'm glad I brought her. Fuck him up. You the best. You almost threw up thinking about the nut jar? Yeah, it is really fucking disgusting. Gotta avoid putting on the wrong shit, so. Fuck 'em. Good job. Nut jar is the nastiest shit. Fuck 'em. Again. There you go. What are you doing? Wow. You the best. Alright. Can we get some heals, please? Hello, sir. Oh. Hell yeah, now we're Mark II, brother. You've taken a look into the world of Vor. You shouldn't have done it. Looked it up on Urban Dictionary. Oh, okay. Permanently jammed? Shit. Uh-oh. Alright, now we can just walk back through. I don't think anything comes back. Let me just use it right away though. Alright, should be good. Wonder glue. It's always good, right? Yeah. Oh shit. We got all this stuff that I didn't grab. Hey, there's a power fist, just like she's got. Now I can be just like my hero. Ah, damn, why didn't I do this? Have I told you about sentry bots? I don't see none, and I ain't gonna look for them. They're the most terrifying things.
You've carried out Caesar's will, but I must...
Thank you. I sure did blow up that bunker. It was a quiet explosion. Ding a ding ding dong, ding a ding a ding a ding a ding dong ding dong, bing a ding a dong dong, buck a tick a tick a tick a tick a tick a dong dong. Ooh doo 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 doo. Gonna kill Kaiser and the NCR too. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't get attacked by sentry bots. It might be if you kill House first. Maybe that's how? Madam, you have to stay here. I'm sorry. Yeah, you should've. If only you could read. Tick down, back it down, 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 back it down, down, ding, 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 ding.
I felt the ground shake a while ago. I'll take that as a sign you've got the job done.
Yeah, I did it.
There are rewards for doing as I command.
The snow gave you a cough?
You get to decide how Benny dies.
Got that fresh, cold air.
My Praetorians will perform the
They didn't even know how to fight. Let's see.
Consider it the first of many.
I want his fucking suit and I want his fucking pistol. Wait, did he give me the pistol? Whomst is Betty? You mean Benny? Oh. You saw nothing.
So, baby, what did you find?
Hundreds of Securitrons.
So, all this time, the old man had an entire army on layaway? Clever player. Just imagine the look on Paul's face when those Securitrons come pouring out on Judgment Day. I'd pay to have that bronze. So all you gotta do is talk to Yes Man. Figure out how to set things in motion. Make Vegas a town I would have been proud of, baby. Let it swing. I see. And how's that gonna happen?
How should we do this? Vote. We need votes. Veronica's friend Betty? She in the DLC, homie. If that's what you're talking about. I don't think her name is Betty, though. I don't know. I feel like you're just, like, saying a joke and it's... Oh, wait. Is that a fucking, like, reference to Archie shit? Anyway, what should we do? Crucify. Neko says crucify. What do other people want to see? Should I take his suit and wear it? Because I don't know if I can take it. Kill him? Well, that can go 3 ways here. Untie or fight to death. I want to see him on a cross. Well, I just got kill him, untie him, or crucify him. And I suppose he dies if he's crucified. Or fight to the death. Okay, I guess we're crucifying Benny. I guess we won't have his suit that ups my charisma. Later, Benny.
Don't do that, baby. Not crucifixion. I could be up there for days with those twisted creeps laughing and pointing.
Here's a salute to Benny. You died for your sins, brother.
You sick, vindictive fuck.
Oh.
Some of the slaves have been spreading stories about the...
I'm sure you found Benny's demise pleasing. The destruction of an enemy.
Chandler being on a cross.
Let's press on, shall we? As I was telling you before, I want Mr. House out of the picture. You have an interest in that too. If he knows that you...
Why'd you want that man crucified so bad?
He will strike back.
He didn't do nothing. He tried to kill me. Twice. But still. What is that machine in your tent?
Called an auto doc. As the name suggests, it's an automated physician, more or less. He can treat broken bones, cuts, punctures, scrapes. Sometimes I bestow its use upon someone I favor. Makes for a powerful culture that forbids painkillers and is largely ignorant of medical science.
Could you be any more vindictive? Let's see. I have some questions for you. I'm done working for you. You know what? I got some more questions.
My Praetorians embody the...
Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Yep.
Lucius has been the head of my guard for 5 years now.
Lucius finna die.
Subordinate guard for 8 before that. No invitee has dared to challenge him yet. Maybe it's an issue of respect.
The war crime ship poster. Let's talk about something else.
I used Imperial Rome as the model for my...
Yeah, I did that.
What had become of the NCR's attempt?
Booga booga booga. I just want to get past all this so I can just...
No. I'll destroy it because it's inevitable that it be destroyed. It's Hegelian dialectics, not personal animosity.
Good to know. Make him watch Friends from beginning to end, oh lord.
How do I put this basically enough? It's a philosophical theory. The kind you might encounter if you took time to read some books.
Look, you motherfucker, you calling me dumb?
Is to envision history as a sequence of dialectical conflicts.
Oh yeah, whatever. Yep, I got it. Cuck.
Until Mr. House is dealt with, you and I have nothing to talk about.
It is a great honor for anyone outside.
Goodbye. I don't care about you.
Damn, bro. Alright, have a good one, Patrick. Hell yeah, brother. We'll see what we stream tomorrow. I don't know yet. Little Caesar's head ass looking ass. Ha! Ha! Alright, oh wait, I gotta tell what's her name to follow me, otherwise she'll get stuck here. Dooga-dooga-doo. Boom, boom. Follow me.
Just when the standing around was getting excited.
Far Cry 2? Yeah, we could do that, I guess. But I don't want to really, like, spam it with Far Cry, though. Data, world maps. Wait, what was that? Oh yeah, we gotta kill Mr. Okay, but where is Benny? Where is Benny crucified? Is he crucified somewhere special or just crucified in general? Code Veronica X. Oh shit. Veronica, why? Why do you have to remind me of that fucking nightmare? Where is Benny crucified? If I crucified him, I want to see him crucified. I don't just want a general crucifixion where he's somewhere, but that I can't see him. Also, where is Benny? Do you know where Benny is? Hey, no! Yahweh. Yeah, you fucker. I want to see Benny on the cross. Neko, you better not have led me astray. Could he be in pit? Or perhaps in this pit? Go down the gate. He better be crucified down there. If he's not, I'm gonna be highly upset. It'd be cool if I could remember, Can I talk to him when he's on the cross? That'd be really fucked up, huh? He's there in camp. Saw thumbnail on YouTube video. Huh. Maybe I'll just take a... Let's take a nap. Ooh. Oh, over here maybe? He's with the other wasteland normies. Oh, he didn't even... He's just tied up. He's not even like... They didn't even get... They didn't even like put spikes through his hands or nothing. Shit, man. Good to hear. Oh. Bubbly blue. Now he will suffer morning boners in public. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Awe, are you ready? Very well.
Imagine being the guy who has to ferry people back across the river. And that's your job. Yeah. True to Kaiser. Look at this little town. Look at this quaint little town. Da-da-dee-da-doo-doo. Quests render unto Kaiser. Alright. Alright. Now. Map. World map. Where shall we go? So we could start meeting some of the characters, some of the cast. Let's go into some of the fucking casinos. You're welcome. I'm miles away. Suba dooba dee ba lama dooba dooba doo. Gamora. We'll burn it down. That's fucked up.
Hey, come on, pal. I'm trying to put on. All right, then make it snappy, kid. This isn't exactly a lucrative career.
Hey, it's like Rodney Dangerfield. How long have you been doing comedy?
I guess I got a face only a mother could love because no one else would.
Do I have any other Resident Evil games?
See, I can never tell when it's like.
I got 1, the 2 remake, Code Veronica, 4, 0, 5, 6, and 7. And the 2 Revelations games.
Breaks better than a shot.
Alright. We're gonna get him a job. But first, let's go into what hell truly looks like. Go to Mr. House with a 9-iron. He'll get his. But first, we meet the friends.
Beg your pardon, but could I trouble you to turn over your weapons?
Bro, why are you talking to me over here?
My deepest apologies.
Alright. Do 5 one of these days? Maybe, yeah.
I've heard the Legion's planning to unleash their best men against us.
You watch yourself around, Mr. Gunderson.
How you doing, brother?
But I'm looking for someone. You ain't seen a young man with dark brown hair and a white hat on lately, have you?
No.
Ain't nobody got one darn piece of news about my boy. Not one lousy speck of information. Ain't got one Brahmin unaccounted for across a dozen ranches. But I'm here for an hour and my own son just up and disappears on me.
Damn, your son really just disappeared like that? Maybe it's 'cause you got such a drinking problem with this Royale premium whiskey.
Made me a special.
Yep. Good to know. Alright. It's Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimstone Dimmadale Dimmadee. Dimmadee-doo-ba-da-doo. Alright, quests. Beyond the beef. Beyond beef? Oh boy. That's where they got the name from for that product. Beyond meat. beyond beef, beyond chicken. It's all man. Alright. Just gotta go looking for this man's son. Manson. You got the vor out of your head?
I do hope it exceeds your
Well, it's back. Heck Gunderson said his name is Heck? Heck Gunderson said he is here to talk business with you. What business?
What else? Mr. Gunderson and I have been discussing his livestock.
Are his livestock men?
Position, you see, his coming here. Not that we aren't grateful for his generous offer. But our executive chef, Philippe, has transformed ramen steak into a delicacy. He really is a genius.
Yeah.
Everyone wants it. But a delicacy is just that, delicate. If everyone can get it, it ceases to be a delicacy. It becomes a perfectly ordinary
Doug Dimmadome Dimmadale Doobadoo.
If the gourmand served staples, it would no longer
MLP vor. Oh Lord.
It would be so as much as well, you can already guess what happened, can't you? It seems perfectly likely that she got cold feet and ran. And that young...
I'm investigating someone else, a man, and he just recently went missing. What can you tell me about the man?
Well, this can't be. 2 disappearances in my hotel? What will people say? I'm going to have a word with my staff about security on the premises. Whether these people are found or not, our guests simply must feel safe in their own rooms.
Yep, that's the way I feel about hotels. Is there any way I could talk to the investigator?
Well, yes, I think so, if he hasn't checked out yet, that is. I had our maitre d' Mortimer offer him a complimentary room for as long as it took. You see? The white...
Yep.
Now, didn't I already tell you that we don't do that sort of thing? We do not engage in cannibalism here under any circumstances.
Why did you eat people?
Have always been the White Glove Society. There wasn't.
Disgusting.
You disgust me. Filthy thing in my establishment. I ought to have you arrested. You'll kindly.
I am the law.
Can't speak any further.
All right. Ta-da! Alright. Let's see whomst we can have a talk with here. Hello, sir. You seem like a right creep.
How may I be of service, sir?
The product of edge of your seat action. Marjorie said you gave a free room to a private investigator.
Private investigator. This was about the missing... If I might pry, have you found something that will help this in...
Yes.
Good. I hope that young man gets some closure after all. Now, ordinarily, we don't give out guest information, but...
Alright. Goodbye. We lie, cheat, and steal our way to the end. Alright. Hello? Oh. Hello. Sunglasses. Thank you. What, ma'am? Oh, Jesus Christ. Why are they so buff? Ha, you've been crippled in the head, of all places. Oh shit. Your friend's dead. Leave me alone. You don't want this. Why are they so strong? Oh, well. Whew. Jesus. Alright. Now we can steal their shit. Exit is E. Alright. Ma'am. You see nothing. Alright, peril. Haha. What do you got? Same shit. Alright. Playing Casino Heist right now, yeah. This is Payday 2. Payday 3. Early footage. Oh. Weapons, let's put that on. Hello? What's the fucking mission thing say? Meet with the investigator's contact at 4 p.m. Okay, that's why. Alright. Payday 2 is hard. This is true. Okay, so now we press the wait button. No. 3 hours? Yeah. There we go. Now we just stand here and wait. Have you heard of the tale of this here Madre? It's spooky. There's ghosts and whatnot. And at the end, you need really high carry weight, or you can't carry the gold out the door before blowing up. Hello, sir. What are you doing here? Big Iron.
Who are you? Matchbook? What about the man I gave it to?
He's dead.
Oh my goodness me. They must know he was talking.
Oh, what a good line.
Everyone closer now. I knew this was a mistake.
Who are you afraid of?
Mortimer. If he realizes it was me the investigator was planning to meet, he'll have me killed.
Oh shit. Is Mortimer behind the disappearances? What are you supposed to discuss here?
Mortimer and some of the others have regressed.
Oh fuck.
They've taken many people over the last few months, but always from Freeside or secluded places where they wouldn't be missed. It wasn't enough.
They've been eating crackheads.
Here on the strip, even in the hotel. I guess that's the hazard of a cannibal becoming a gourmet. It's hard to please a refined palate.
What were you supposed to discuss here?
Girl, the one who disappeared. Because I distracted her fiance while they took her. Well, I'm not proud of it, but I had to.
This motherfucker's name's Chauncey.
Some of the white gloves began meeting privately a while back.
Chauncey.
We lost our identity. I started attending because I thought it was about changing our politics. Then they started talking about returning to the old ways, and there was no way out. They'd kill me for the things I heard them say.
Alright.
He's alive, as far as I know. I'm trying to keep him fresh. Mortimer has special plans for him.
The White Glove Society has a banquet every night at 7. It's in our private section. Mortimer wants to reintroduce humans into our cuisine. Since eating people is a crime we punish by death, he's going to do it in secret. After everyone is eating it, he'll tell them. With no real way to punish everyone, in Mortimer's mind anyway, their minds will be open to the idea of eating people as a delicacy.
Yes. Eating man. Would you say you are into being swallowed whole? Where are they keeping Ted?
I don't know. I could sponsor you as an honorary member, but I don't know that you've achieved the level of status that would gain the society. Perhaps if you were to gain some more notoriety on the strip, we could get you in.
Huh.
Otherwise, you'll have to find some way to get inside quietly. It won't be easy, and it'll be harder still to get them out.
Good to know. Blip, blip.
They might, but to him, the legacy of returning to the old ways is what.
Blah blah.
Nothing is more important. It just has
Vorcino. Alright. Wait. Can I not get out of this fucking conversation? Alright, there we go. Fucking shit! You fucking... You son of a bitch. You actually scared me. I wasn't expecting it. Yeah, you sure are a troublemaker. Jesus. Alright.
Things are getting stranger every day.
I think I'm gonna call it quits here. End the stream. I think it's been a pretty successful stream, a good stream. I enjoyed it. Yeah. We're gonna call it quits. Go to get some other things done and then go to sleep. Get up in the morning. And back at her. But the state of Oklahoma for sale for $30. Holy shit, Caleb, you should buy it. Yeah, anyway. Gonna go to bed. So, thank you for watching. Let me do this real quick. Alt tab. Let's go this. Alright, anyway. Go to end scene. Transition. Alright, thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around. Anybody who's new here, please think about subscribing. I appreciate it. Otherwise, just, yeah, have a good night. And join the Discord if you haven't. All that good shit. Alright. Goodbye. Goodbye, Caleb, Neko, and I think Blaze was also here a little bit ago. But whoever else, have a good one.